It's a beautiful city, and I have to say we've arrived in Zurich at a beautiful time of year. It's spring. Today was 20 degrees. It's sunny. Wonderful. Yeah.
But you know, I'm wondering why exactly 100 years ago, 100 years ago, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, exactly in April of 1917, almost the same day as today, he left.
He got on a train.
He got to the train, and
Yeah.
through Germany he came to Petrograd, and he created the situation in Russia and also in the whole world that even now we have to do with. Even now, it was exactly 100 years ago, and I have a kind of a ritual. That's what I'm going every time when I'm in Zurich to this house when Vladimir Ilyich Lenin lived, and then I'm sitting on the bank and I'm thinking, why he did what for? And we are looking, and
on that splendid note,
however, my item was also not so boring.
No. Listen, you're absolutely right. Yeah, 100, and of course it was a sealed train, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's something.
Oh yeah,
a sealed train.
Yeah.
It was very mysterious.
Oh yeah, with 1 million German marks before the. Just a little bit, and well, it was in 1917 when the German mark 1 million marks they got to make this big mess in Russia from the German government and what they did. I'm completely right. Yes, agree with me. Oh yes, some Russians even agree with me, and it means also that I am completely right. And so he made this what for actually? Because now we have to look at chessboard.
We'll come back to the chessboard, but we'll maybe stray into a little bit of Russian history again. So Hikaru has gone for this incredible.
I do not know this very
well.
Do you?
I'm not going to pretend that I know it, but actually,
it's a kind of cavalry.
Well, this is actually kind of old theory.
Really?
Yeah, it's this queen takes d4 variation in the Sicilian, and it is a bizarre continuation. But what interests me is that Hikaru is playing this so quickly. He's obviously used this or prepared it at some moment. And these knights look so bizarre. It's very hard to actually get at them, but also it's very hard to get them out.
Knight b6 is just half move. What
your Korchnoi half move. So maybe he wants to play a4 and b5 or something. This is extraordinary.
So knowledge in this position is much more important than maybe than.
This is preparation.
This is preparation.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. I'm sure. I mean, I don't think Hikaru would have played this in some kind of proper game, but he's played so much Blitz, it wouldn't surprise me.
D5.
Fantastic game. So Hikaru is our clear favourite to win. He's in the lead, 2.5 out of 3, and he's going for it. But he has a big test against Grigory Oparin, 19 years old, who's the qualifier from the Nutcracker tournament in Moscow, played
Nutcracker
in 2016.
Yeah, it's a tournament also of Oleg Skvortsov.
And, a surprise qualifier, but it's always great to have some young blood in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Excuse me, just for a moment.
Yeah, see you in a moment. So, Oparin has taken on b5, and can Hikaru get those knights back in the game? He's got one of them back in the game, and that rook on b1 covering the b4 square with check. Bishop c5 covers b6. Now it's getting interesting. Hikaru still wants to bring out the knight to b6. Of course, black has a pawn center. He has pretty decent compensation, king east for the exchange. So even though the knight comes out, black has a pawn center. He has the two bishops. Absolutely not clear. So at the moment, black has two bishops. He has a bishop and a pawn for the exchange. Well, I would say full compensation. So this one very much in the balance. Objectively, black should be absolutely fine here. No problem at all. So I'm very interested to see how the 19-year-old gets on. You know, Grigori stands out a mile in this tournament because, frankly, there are a lot of old-timers. We've got Vladimir Kramnik, 41. We've got Peter Svidler, 40. We have Boris Gelfand, 48. Vichy, 47. 19. He's one of the young guys. Rook switching to a8 with some pressure on the a2 pawn. I would take black here, but I've said it already, Hikaru is a superlative blitz player. Objectively, black is doing fine, but with Hikaru behind the pieces, things aren't so simple. Now, is he going to join the rooks? King e2. He's got to watch out for black playing d4 and pushing the knight back. Difficult position. So does he have to play h4 or push the knight? He's castled. Interesting. I thought he might push the knight first. Now, can black play d4, push the knight and take on a2? Then d4 hangs. Very tricky. Knight e4 has come, so he wants to trade knights and get at the pawn on a2. Those bishops look wonderful, and if possible after the trade, then that poor black pawn will come to e3. It's a big game for the tournament. I just want to emphasize this Blitz tournament is to decide the pairings in the main tournament, which starts tomorrow. Now, Hikaru's played a3 to... Of course, that pawn could be taken, but it means that black would give up the bishops, and, well, bishop a3 would actually lose a piece straight away. So, c4. Hikaru at least wants to grab one of those bishops if he's going to lose another pawn. But that rook on a4, pretty pesky, and black always has this move e3 to break up white's kingside pawn. So, for example, rook f1 to c1, then comes e3 for black. And Hikaru now has less time. He's under the minute mark. Now this is big. Oparin could be the surprise package of the tournament. He's the qualifier. He's got 2 out of 3 so far. He's got almost a minute time advantage. And this looks like a really nice position for him. Hikaru's opening prep seems to have backfired on him. Oparin has played superbly. He's in trouble. Rook b3. What is that? So rook takes c4. Looks fantastic. Knight c3. Bringing the knight back, but doesn't change the assessment of the position. This looks like a lot of fun for black. Now, he's played the move e3, which opens up the second bishop on c6 down to the pawn on g2. If that rook can swing across and hit g2. Oh, this looks highly unpleasant. There he goes. Rook g4 has come. Now, pawn advance. Surely it's time to start edging those black pawns on the king side down the board. There he goes. The first one goes. Pawn to h5. He wants to go all the way. All the way to h3. On a good day. And if that one doesn't work, we throw more in. There he goes. Now, can he play rook g3? Rook g3, yep. Threatening rook takes h3. Bishop e5. Bishop e5 looks terrible. Oh, he's just taken on g2. That's over. He can take on g2. Well, Hikaru's position has caved in completely. He's just lucky that his rooks are protected, so there's no big discovered check by the rook. But this is horrible. Now, what's he going to do with the rook? Which way does he bring it back? He could stay on the 7th rank. Could play rook a2. He's played rook d2. Now, time to advance the kingside pawns. There they go. It's a dreadful position. Now, I'm really surprised. Oparin has traded. He didn't need to do that. Of course, technically, it's a completely winning position for black, but I would have thought that he would have kept the rooks on the board. Maybe he just wants to keep it simple. Okay, should be winning for black. Those pawns edging down the board. Here they go, and now the king can follow up. The king will, if the checks come, then the king will edge round to g3. The rook just trapping the king on the edge of the board. I wonder whether Oparin has created a few difficulties for himself by playing like this. He wants to keep the pawn on e6, of course. So the bishop maybe will come to f5, g3 check. Okay, must be winning still for black. King will come to f4, bishop on f5, and then you push the pawn. There he goes. Hikaru down to just 15 seconds. It looks bad. Looks bad for the US player. Well, we've got a result in Anand. Gelfand against Anand. Looks to me as though Boris won that one. We'll give you an update on that one in a second. But we're back to looking at Nakamura against Oparin. Now, Oparin has managed to trap his king in at the side of the board. This is a bizarre situation. He wants to play g2 and then king g3. But then, are there stalemate tricks after that? I can't help but feel that Oparin has made life difficult for himself. It still could be winning. It looks like it's winning. Yeah. King g3. Oh, there we go. The first stalemate trick. Incredible. If Hikaru manages to save this one, and I think he might have done. Well, that is an extraordinary save from Hikaru. It's a draw. It's just a draw. Incredible. Never write off Hikaru Nakamura. What a stunning save.